2023. GCES, turning retirement planning from a chore into something more.
Advisory services offered by Encompass More Asset Management, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Registration with the SEC does not imply a certain level of skill or training. GCES earned the rating of the Advisor of the Year on July 26, 2023, based upon voting done from 4/12/2023 through 4/26/2023. The contest was created and administered by bestofindianacounty.com. GCES did not pay bestofindianacounty.com or participate in the creation of the contest or results tabulation of the voting.
It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. It's always fun to meet our first responders of the month. Our folks at Rosebud Mining are the folks who make this happen for us, our Indiana County First Responder of the Month. And we'd like to invite you to visit WCCSradio.com and click on the tab for the First Responder of the Month. You'll see what Rosebud has done and how they are such wonderful sponsors of this tremendous program. And the most exciting part about it is we get to meet the actual people who are there when the alarm comes, when 911 summons, in this case, the Rossiter Fire Department. There are folks who are there to respond, and there are folks in leadership roles and support roles, whatever it might be. Our first responders are very, very, very special people. So today we meet Shelly Pennington. She's been with the Rossiter Volunteer Fire Company for how long, Shelly?
28 years.
28 years with the Rossiter Volunteer Fire Company. That's amazing. And you've been chief for how long?
7 years.
You've been chief for 7 years.
Yep.
Wow, that is tremendous. The treasurer for a lot of years too?
20.
Yeah, that's a small town fire company, isn't it?
Yes.
You wear more than just a fire person's
Multiple
hat.
hats, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Pennsylvania Forest Fire Warden, too, for 22 years.
Yes.
Are you still doing that?
Yes.
Yeah. What does that involve? How do you perform that job?
Basically, if there's a fire anywhere, like I could go to Marion Center if I wanted to. Most townships have their own, so I usually don't go out of my township unless it would be a big fire and they need extra help. I could go somewhere else.
Yeah. Plenty of action in that respect.
Yep,
though.
do forest fire prevention, things like that.
Yeah, and you're the emergency management coordinator for Canute Township for the last 17 years.
Yes.
How do you find the time?
Not sure. I ask myself that sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Well, in addition to finding the time, you also have to find the motivation to do that sort of work. So what is it that appeals to you about being a first responder?
Helping people when they need it the most.
Yeah. I don't know how many people come in and say when they're having their worst day, that's when you're there.
Yep.
For them. And that's it takes a special person, doesn't it, to be a volunteer firefighter.
Yep.
So brag a little bit on the Rossiter Fire Department and all the folks that you have there.
Well, I got a great team, great selection of officers. This year's our 100th year anniversary, so we'll also be hosting the Indiana County Firemen's Convention this year.
Oh, yeah,
last week in August. It'll be up in Rossiter, right at the fire hall. So the last week of August.
Yeah. I mean, we've heard about those and how special they are. That gives you a little chance to show off the place, huh?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Looking forward to that. Yeah. So why did you want to become a firefighter in the very first place?
My dad was a social member, basically helped with fundraisers and stuff. And when I was 16, he said, they need help down there with fundraisers and helping out. And so I joined basically just to do that, and then after I did that for a year or so, I decided, I want to get into the fire side of it too.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Yeah. I'm sure that when you decided that, when you made that decision, that there were folks to help guide you along on the way and show you what it's all about.
Yep.
Yeah. Tell me about
back then. There was a little bit of resistance with me being a woman. There wasn't very many in there. Now most of our company now we got a lot of women in there now.
Oh, yeah?
But
oh, that's tremendous.
back when I joined, we had the ladies auxiliary, and we don't even have that now. Everybody just does everything.
Everybody pitches in.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. But think back to that day and when you were going through the initial training to be a firefighter, because you don't just step in and, they hand you a hose and say, go fight a fire.
Right.
There's a lot of training involved. Who were some of the people in Rossiter that helped you to do that?
I'd say Joe and John Pisano and Bob Watkins was the majority of the ones that help me out. So.
Yeah, yeah. And then over the years, I'm sure that you've been involved in every type of emergency situation you probably imagined and some that you didn't.
Yep.
Yeah. What is the most gratifying thing about being a firefighter?
I guess it helping people, and it gives me a purpose.
Yeah, yeah. You did talk about female firefighters back in the day when you became a firefighter. Not all that common, but today they're much more common.
Yes.
Are you the first? I'm sure that you know this. Are you the first female fire chief in Indiana County?
Yes.
You are.
Yes.
You are. And I'm sure that was a special moment for you when
I didn't think it was too big of a deal back then, but now looking back on it, it's a big accomplishment.
Yeah, yeah. So for folks who aren't aware of the structure of a fire company, you have the fire chief. There are different roles, officers' roles, and others within a fire company. Is it that way with Rossiter?
Yes.
So many people do so many different things that sometimes those lines can get blurred a little bit.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. So my goodness gracious, got a fire call yesterday for a miscellaneous. I saw that on the 911 website. You really never know what the typical day is going to have.
Right.
Yeah, you got to be prepared for everything, whether it's an accident or it's a brush fire or a house fire, things of that nature. And there's a lot of danger involved.
Right.
Yeah, it takes a very special person to do that. So that's a volunteer position. What do you do for a living?
I'm a team lead at Punxsutawney Walmart, and I also own my own business. I own a small gun shop.
Wow. Like I said, where do you find the time to do all of this? It's amazing. Talk for a moment. Since you're in Rossiter, you have the opportunity to work. You mentioned the Marion Center Fire Company, those Northern Indiana County fire companies, but you also work cross-line with Jefferson County,
yes.
the Punxsutawney companies.
Yep, we work a lot with Punxsutawney and also Big Run.
Yeah.
And Perry Township.
Perry Township, Valier. Up in that neighborhood too.
Yep.
Working cross county like that, it's a whole lot easier today than it used to be, isn't it? With the
it's a little bit discouraging sometimes because it takes like switching back and forth between the 911 centers. There's a delay there, so sometimes it's a bit frustrating. But
hopefully we can get that improved too.
Yes.
Yeah, they're always looking for ways to improve. Well, it takes a lot. You said you've been the treasurer for the Rossiter Fire Company for over 20 years. It takes a lot to run a fire company. I'm sure that you'd love to have more people come in and join the team. Yes. You'd also love to find a way to get that financial situation a little bit more firm, because all fire companies struggle with that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's terrific to meet you. I'm glad you're here. I'm going to ask Mark Burdig to come over. And Mark is in the studio with us this morning. He has the plaque to present to you. Shelly Pennington, our latest first responder of the month. Mark?
Oh, Shelly, I'll just slip into this mic since that one's turned around over there. I was going to ask a question, too. I'm always curious about what's the most challenging call you've ever been on, or as a chief that you've had to direct. Does anything stick out in your mind?
I'd have to say the most challenging would be the bad calls, like fatalities, keeping certain people away. Like I have a lot of junior firemen, or did at one time. I don't have so many now, but it's keeping those ones away from the scene, or newer people, so they don't see that kind of stuff right away.
Yeah.
That would be difficult.
Keeping everybody safe, too.
Yep.
Well, Shelly, on behalf of our presenting sponsor, Rosebud Mining Company and Renda Media, my pleasure to present this First Responder of the Month plaque to you in recognition of your dedicated service and commitment to the communities that you serve through your efforts at the Rossiter Volunteer Fire Department for June of 24, from all of us at Renda Media, and again, from Rosebud Mining Company as well. Congratulations, well-deserved. I enjoyed hearing your story here with Todd.
Thank you, and thank Rosebud Mining for supporting the volunteer fire companies.
Shelly, does the plaque go up in the gun shop, at home, or at the fire hall?
I'm not sure yet.
Make them compete for it. How about that? Yeah, there you go. Hey, congratulations.
Thank you.
And thank you for making the trip down to visit with us today. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Shelly Pennington, our latest first responder of the month, presented by Rosebud Mining Company here on Indiana in the Morning. It is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. It's 21 after 8.
I'm Mark Burdick, Regional Vice President of Renda Media, and we are proud to partner with Rosebud Mining Company to pay tribute to our unsung heroes, those men and women who risked their own lives to save and to preserve the safety of their fellow neighbors, friends, and family. Each month, Rosebud Mining Company and Renda Media will be honoring and showcasing some of the finest first responders in our region, and we are asking for your support by nominating a first responder through any of our websites, including WCCSradio.com. Renda Media and Rosebud Mining Company will select one hero per month to showcase in a radio and video interview that will be archived on our first responder page of our websites. The first responder of the month will also receive a beautiful plaque from Rosebud Mining and Renda Media. Do your part in helping us to honor our unsung heroes, the first responders, by nominating them today. Look for our first responder page under features on our website at WCCSradio.com.
22 minutes after 8 o'clock, and it's Indiana in the Morning on WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. Hey, we're taking a look at the brackets for the state tournament. Just got an adjustment on that. SW Jack will be playing Hamburg come Sunday or Saturday at 4 o'clock. Not Sunbury, Northumberland. They will be playing in a different bracket. So, all right, so a different matchup. So, there you go. We'll get that fixed on the website as well. It's 23 minutes after 8 o'clock. Good morning. Thanks for being with us here today. Sun is shining in downtown Indiana on what will be a variably cloudy day, clouds and sun. There's a chance of an afternoon thunderstorm getting up to 83 degrees. Then tonight, partly cloudy, an evening thunderstorm and down to 66. Thursday, cloudy, showers, a thunderstorm and 78. And then, wow, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. A lot of sunshine, 82 Friday, 85 on Saturday, 89 degrees on Sunday. Rain moves back into the area next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Temperatures in the mid-80s, some of that summertime rain. Coming down right now in downtown Indiana, well, the last we checked, it was 68 degrees. Let's see what it is now. Hey, it's up to 70. 70 degrees in downtown Indiana, and well, Shelly Pennington can take her time getting back because Rossiter has not been called to anything this morning. They were out yesterday for a miscellaneous call yesterday morning, but nothing new on Indiana County 911 this morning. It's Indiana in the Morning, and it's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, WCCSradio.com. 24 minutes after 6 o'clock, or at 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 24 after 8 on your Wednesday morning. And remember now that event, the summer safety event at the Citizens Ambulance West Pike location is going to be at